finishing 16-9 in favor of LG. Under Complexity's map choice now, we're about to see Nuke.
Yeah, which should be really. I actually saw that Complexity haven't played Nuke in the. I didn't realize, was there not Nuke in the in Pro League this season?
There should have been. Should have been.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Maybe it wasn't a rotation.
Yeah, it might not. I mean, it might not have been in rotation this season. I'm surprised at that. So like, anyways, they didn't play it. So maybe they haven't maybe they barely practiced it. I have no idea. Either way, a lot of teams have picked Nuke, and then got a huge surprise because they're playing a complete front Nuke, and Nuke is very underdeveloped. Oh, but we're already in the.
Yeah, that's alright. That's alright. It started well here with Complexity Gaming pushing quickly towards the ramp room side. 3 guys moving through as it was a trade tit for tat. Ape and Destiny falls down. We spotted another one pushing towards the squeaky door. Spotted it. Somebody from LG. But finally, things have calmed down as LG on the terrorist side. Holding up towards the lobby. The bomb is dropped towards the T-spawn intentionally, as they're still trying to get an opening kill here for LG to decide which side that they want to overtake, which would be upper A or maybe push towards ramp.
Yeah, it looks like Android's actually ready for the crouch peek here. That's too meta. I don't know if someone's gonna peek right into this. I'd like to see that. That'd be cool. And has line of sight on hut. This will give them a lot of information. They don't. There are a couple of nades. I think maybe one for top hut, and then after that, smoke. Is that smoke landing outside or? Oh, it landed right in the mini. Beautiful. They haven't acted on it quite yet though. 30 seconds remain. I'm not sure if they're trying to spur or rotate, but they have made presence outside. Another smoke to come out in front of Squeaky, and might have a drop. But well, Def and Uber find kills. I don't know from what angle. But
Maybe push in towards that lobby side from ramp.
Uh-oh. We've got a lot of players who want to go down the vent right now. This might be really funny.
It's gonna be like Lemmings. Surreal the first one, and then my game crashed.
Okay, good trade. Shiz, now the last person alive, is looking to do some damage with this Glock. 3 people, and a little bit of a whiff on the B-hop, and the bomb is just stuck right away. So, a couple of opportunities to get headshots, can't capitalize, and good trade from Uber as they drop down into vent. That, again, that could have been really sketchy. Just a Glock could get lucky. You know your headshot angle. They can't really strafe too far to the left or right, and you could just easily mow down people dropping down that ladder. Very important that he hit that first bullet. Complexity sealed pistol round. They did this on CG side of Mirage. Ended up losing the eco because it seems like Luminosity just playing far better than they are. We'll see if that happens again. Not easy to pull off ecos on Nuke.
If you just tuned in now for Complexity, we have Android, Surreal, Ape, Def, and Uber. And for LG, it is Showtime, PKL, Destiny, Shiz, and Yell. With now that pistol round won by Complexity, you do have Def with the M4, puts it to use as he takes down 2 at the squeaky, and that's going to be Destiny and Yell, respectively. Shiz trying to capitalize back, but now they're pushing towards ramp. Such aggressive play so far from Complexity. That's an auto shotgun kill from Android, so that adds a little bit of money there for coL. And even better for them, it's a great start from what we've witnessed on Mirage earlier, Launderers, is that they haven't lost the second round after winning pistol.
Yep, they survived it. They're converting. They have an easier round to look forward to now, even. He's actually had enough money. Oh, wow, he saved quite a bit. Ends up buying armor into their next buy. I don't know if they're going to want to use an off. I know they do very smoke-heavy executes, which is friendly on Nuke. So there's a lot of space that you get as a terrorist for free, but it's limited. And once you get there, it helps a lot to be able to have full-on smoke executes. You can say different things about other maps that are a little bit more open, friendly to try to pick, but sometimes you try to do that on Nuke, you just get picked apart. But here we have not the bomb, but 2 players already crossed outside. They've made noise. CTs are going to hear footsteps underneath them, and I don't know if the adjustment will be made, but it looks like a ramp split is going to come out, and there's an opening kill from PKL.
Alright, well, looks like even the production had a little bit of issues with the video, so I think we're doing audio only at this point, so I'm going to give a little bit more detail so you guys can close your eyes and see the action. So it's PKL in the back of the ramp here, looking towards the back of the vent, and it's going to be Android holding on the other side with that auto sniper, the auto shotgun, sorry. Surreal and Ape and Uber getting 3 of their own, and that was all towards that ramp side. Just like that, it's going to be a 3 versus 2 situation. Android has fallen back towards the back of the lower bomb site. Surreal pushing up towards Secret side, and he's going to take down PKL, who's trying to look for some cover inside control room. Shiz now with the M4 that he picked up towards ramp, left in the hands of Uber. It was stuck in a 3 versus 1, trying to move down towards that area, but the crossfire was already set up, and it takes him down to make it 3-0. And we're back with video actually, so bring a little bit less detail, but a good play here once again by Complexity Launders.
Wait, could they hear the guns and stuff like that?
I don't know.
Adds another level to the.
You want to do a pew pew?
We have to do the gun sounds. That would be great. Okay, Vince, like you do an MP9?
Not with the new sounds.
Okay.
Yeah.
You don't like the new sounds, right? So.
I actually enjoy them.
Yeah.
I never have issues with aesthetics, to be honest.
Me too. I'm down for change. I like
Yeah.
change.
Yeah. Obama. 3-0 now.
Oh.
As you still have Android though with this auto shotgun, and before he was playing it towards that ramp side, he's taking advantage of it, playing on the top of the hut. Very, very strong place to play. There's shotguns that we've seen for the longest time here on a map like Nuke. Meanwhile, though, Def is playing towards the outside, playing at Secret. Does have a crossfire at the same time. They drop 3 instantly there, including that bomb carrier. So the last 2 guys, Destiny and Shiz, moving inside ramp, and it's Uber on his own, who gets the first kill with the MP9, but traded out by Destiny on a 4 versus 1 now.
This is kind of what, honestly, I half expected this to happen, but it is only Android pushing and then dying with the bomb. Is that within line of sight of any CT? I can't tell from here. It seems like maybe they can see it. It's from heaven. I'm not sure, but they know where Destiny is as well, so it almost doesn't matter. 40 seconds left. This is a marathon to get to the bomb and back to the bomb plant zone, so won't expect him to try and win this round, I'm sure. Just a little bit of timing. Def peeks out over the roof, kills him, and Complexity win that round. But not only do they win it very decisively. They won it keeping 3 players alive. They have tons of money left over. They have a pistol and a couple solid anti-ecos to their name. Even though Luminosity got the opening kill on the 3rd round. And now it's back to the drawing board for Luminosity. They've got a lot of smokes and some Tech 9s. Tech 9s sometimes all you need to win a round. But you still need a plan, and smokes can help.
It's still a little bit split to start here for LG. They have 2 guys on the outside. That's going to be PKL and Showtime. 3 guys at lobby. Still trying to hold towards this radio room. But Uber, even at this point, goes for another MP9 to hold down and play in at close range. PKL, who was on the outside, is already down to 14 HP. So a good start here for Complexity. And I think it should be from a great hold by Def once again to start. No, actually, he's playing on the top of the rafters. But here holding it very calmly to try to push towards ramp now.
Like get caught jumping up here. Yeah, 3 players catching him on a kind of an awkward angle at an awkward moment. Good time to bust out ramp, and they're actually going to be able to get down lower. Android going to come through the vent. Just holding this down, making sure nobody can come up into heaven and catch anyone off guard in the site. But Destiny going to plant. MP9 in his hand, armor, player health, and the spray comes out, but Surreal gets the better of him.
Four
an
versus
opportunity.
2, 3 versus 2 actually. And an opportunity for them to try to hold this bomb here to spawn it lower. Yell holding a control, Android moving up. He does have the M4 this time, but does not connect somehow. We do have somebody on that bomb. And it's straight across, but it's still defused here by Surreal. That was close.
That was really close. I mean, it really shouldn't have got that close, but it almost did. It started off with Uber kind of going down for free on top of that box and in ramp. And the bomb going down, I mean, it's a good sign for Luminosity. They also did like a really good bit of economic damage, which they need, because even Surreal still has 12k to his name. But now they've seen a kind of a hole, at least in Complexity's game. That being said, Uber's going to have a much better gun this time around, a little bit more utility, I think, and will be aware that a dry burst out ramp is a potential possibility.
Another positive aspect there for LG was that they were able to take down 4 guys on a pistol buy, so even though they had a lot of money to start with for Complexity, as they bought all the way down, you have 2 of them that are low. I mean, they'll still be able to buy, but the economy was heavily hit there. You still have Surreal at 12k no matter what. But even at this point, you don't see them with an AWP this round. So at this point, do you think they just want to play a little bit more of a passive outside and really not utilized anybody opting from the CT spawn. And look at that spray through that smoke. Surreal gets the first kill onto PKL, and Showtime is going to try to move up here to avenge his teammate, but still smoked out quite thickly.
Showtime's going to see if anybody's going to get a little bit too aggressive. Oh, spots the head of Def, but Def gets the better of him. A critically important kill. And again, trades go in the favor of complexity, left, right, and center. Oh, Shiz finding the head of Surreal, however, and this might allow him to get a little bit frisky out on the A site. His teammate with the bomb, that's Yell, is going to come out with an op as well. And after the smoke dissipates, not sure. They have the opportunity to just drop lower if they really wanted to, but it looks like upper is on the ducket. Someone backside, however. Or yes, Android. Playing it nice and quietly, but good trade from Yell. And now it's a 1v2. Quite winnable with the smoke down, but yeah, very smart. Pushing through the smoke, knowing that he is almost certainly going to commit because he had this cover.
Def is showing quite a strong CT side so far. I mean, a couple of 2Ks, a couple of 3Ks as well. Aggressive pushes from Complexity at the same time. They're really keeping LG on their toes at this point. They're really getting those sprays on the outside, so they try to mix and match where they want to push aggressively. The pistol round was towards the ramp room area. The second round they also pushed towards ramp. The next 2 rounds they had Def try to play aggressively up on that on the secret stairs, and it just pays off. So they've been on point. They really want to get their revenge from the first map that they've lost quite heavily against LG. And even at this point, they even forced a timeout out of Luminosity Gaming.
Yeah, and yeah, so the round plays out really slowly. It's like Luminosity. Again, they pick this map. That means they pick this map because they know they would have to have a strong T side because you're giving up your side choice to Complexity, who are obviously going to go for CT, and so far we haven't seen that Luminosity have a good grasp on Complexity on Nuke specifically. Now there's like I think confirmation bias that comes with scrimming Nuke the few times that teams scrim it, and I always bring this up. But you know you could play a few teams on it, but there's always going to be a team with a different playstyle that catches you off guard. Maybe they play this part of the map better than anyone else does, just naturally, and that is kind of the risk of picking a lesser played map. Especially after seeing Mirage, you know, they just really ruined Complexity on their map pick, and here it looks like a brand new team. Or it really should look like Luminosity getting a couple of rifle rounds already. Pistols are pretty 50-50, but they have been getting destroyed on their rifle rounds. Not even trading well.
That's right, and that's something that's key right there, as you mentioned, Lon. There's not good trades here for LG. As even if they're moving in as a group, the only time that it really worked out for them was when they rushed down with the Tech 9s towards the ramp room area and putting those to work. But aside from that, I think Complexity doing very good. But again, when you looked at that last round, the way that they've gotten killed by Complexity is they got randomly sprayed through smoke, and they don't really have that opportunity to have those face-to-face fights. But at this point now, it looks like they're just going to try to chain things a little bit, trying to rush a few guys towards the squeaky area. But as it's smoked out, keep it cool towards the lobby side.
Yeah, they've gone slow a number of times here, but they haven't actually, I think, done like they have a pretty good upper execute, which is relatively standard. But a position like this is going to get mollied out, for example. So here, the glass being blown out doesn't actually provide a tell to Complexity, just that there is now potential for there to be an upper hit, which they might not have anticipated otherwise. And Surreal outside by himself with his M4. It seems like a tough position, but it's actually quite good, and they know that nobody can cross with this, so it's a lot of peace of mind. I think he has a little bit of support as well.
Yes, that's Ape up on that balcony, so even if they try to execute towards upper here for LG, they're going to have 2 guys that are going to be able to rotate quickly from outside into upper to support. Yell is setting up here for an outside, and then wait for that call in for those throws. It's going to be re-smoked out for the hut for Complexity, which is going to be pretty good because LG will be forced to run out pretty much with no clearance to start.
What a nade.
Yeah, just down to 45, and here he goes. They're starting to execute towards Squeaky, and we're getting out of position. Shiz trying to make it inside that vent, but to no avail. Showtime still inside that hut by the window side, and Def is going to work. That's a triple kill for him. Yell, last man standing, misses the yam shot, and Def gets a 4K on the top of that rafter.
Yeah, Def is rooting them. I mean, some of these kills, though. I mean, everyone dying in hut, for example. That was such a lackluster execute. I don't even know where to begin. There was like, they if they wanted to do like a full-on 5v5 execute upper, they should have at least expelled like a little bit of utility to try to bait out some counter resources, so that when they're ready to execute, they don't have to run through smoke a molly, a bunch of flashes and stuff like that. And Complexity haven't seen them throw like half execute or some type of fake, so almost certainly would use a lot of resources there. I mean, it was a good pull overall, but Luminosity really didn't seem like they had a chance. They gave themselves a chance to win. They just got mowed down in HUD. It's like classic nuke stuff.
Now they're going for a full buy here for LG, buying whatever they can, forcing Shiz with only a deagle. Very short utility on the list for LG. Surreal at his same spot at T-Red is in a great position right now to catch some people off guard. So he head up here with Ape to start, but somehow he does not connect with the first kill onto PKL. He forced to fall back on the top of Heaven, and there's a little bit more leverage here for LG to take over Mini if they wanted to, but they're still playing it very slow. But a good start for them nonetheless.
Yeah, and definitely moving out to this secret position, which is kind of more standard to play now outside. Isn't as friendly to ops anymore because of those rafters that wrap around to Heaven. And instead, you know, if you're opping, you can't really cover from big. You can't cover everything from Big Garage anymore. You have to worry about the wrap. So instead, people play Heaven with a rifle, watch their back, and then also have secret to make sure that no one can go lower. Destiny, I think, still saw Uber. I'm not sure if he was aware of that, but Uber's actually just gonna fall back really far.
With the knob too, that's quite surprising. I don't usually see him with that rifle, and it does pay off as he gets the first kill into PKL. Don't think they spotted the bomb though, as Def continues to go to work on towards Secret. Gets the headshot into Showtime, but the rest of them now trying to work out towards upper for LG. Over here for Yell, traded out by Android in the back of the site. Spots Shiz as well, puts it down to 44. But finally, he falls down. And that's a 2 versus 2, 10 seconds left on the clock. Def could actually try to surprise them by running through the smoke to prevent this plant. He does so, and there's 4 seconds left. And that's going to be the call right now for Uber to run away, but Destiny's trying to hunt him down, and not enough time at this point now. Even he decides to save his AK-47, so it's going to be 7 rounds for Complexity.
Wow, yeah, that came really close. Obviously, stopping the plant there with everything, and Def are 16-3 at this moment. With 2.0 KD. Or, what am I saying? I'm saying he's getting 2 kills on average a round. With a much higher ratio. And I have to wonder what Luminosity need to do differently. Maybe if they want to do a default, they should go for some more. They haven't abused rafters, which has become one of the most annoying parts about Nuke for CTs and the new adjustments that CTs have to make. Ooh, wow. Shot from Surreal there over the top of the box.
We're falling back here. They're trying to push towards ramp to take control of that area, and that is going to be included. PKL with the bomb. Abe trying to move out to support him towards that connector J side. Slowing down for them to try to take control of that. But Surreal still holding outside with the AWP. The bomb is now down. That's one player down. The bomb is making his way down towards B with Destiny and Shiz. Really, at this point now, Complexity will just try to play for the retake on his 5-on-3. Nobody really looking for that information load.
Yeah, Uber just waited there, and somebody passed by, didn't realize that he could have been in that corner. I thought they cleared it, but PKL taking advantage of Death, who came in for the retake on ramp, and 2 players back here in Vents. There's actually one more. I don't know if Destiny's going to be fully well aware of it, but PKL, after Surreal turns around, his attention gets taken away from the site. Shot in the side of the head. And Ape, just in the 2v2. Now Ape, extremely clutch in this series so far.
And once before, and he's going to flash himself out. Now he's just going to flash it to give away his position, actually, and try to have them peek towards him. And they do so to start, but PKL stops it there. And that's actually a 2-man play with PKL and Destiny winning that one for LG.
Yeah, that was like a 2v4. They between the two of them got all 5 kills, but I think it was like a 2v4. And yeah, not a great round to lose from Complexity, but at the same time, because they had lost so many people, it's 8-1. This is a great opportunity for Complexity to really lay on the hurt. If they win this round, Luminosity will almost certainly be on a double save. Have a little bit of money left over. We'll probably end up forcing up. And haven't shown that they have a really good grasp on T side quite yet. But at the same time, Complexity aren't even all that well off themselves. Or solo ramp man. Uber has just as easy, but good opening kill from Surreal. Maintains the op and advantage outside.
So 8 rounds won in a row for Complexity, and they have a low buy. Android playing with a Mag 7, that's fine on the top of the hut, but as you mentioned, Uber playing pretty much sort of solo here with the CZ inside ramp, so he's playing it far back at the headshot box to just try to scalp. This is a good molly. This is going to force Def out of position, but nobody's peeking out. He sees the first gun barrel. He sees the back of Showtime, gets the first kill. He's going to look back for PKL, sorry. At least damages him enough. Down to 34, but it's still a 1-minute advantage. Make that a 2-minute advantage as Android decides to push inside the lobby. Kills him with the Mag 7, and that shit is falling down. So another 4 versus 2. PKL and Destiny have won it before with only pistols. Can it do it this time with rifles?
This half isn't over. It's going really well for Complexity, though. I think they're still going to have more rounds than just this, but this is the perfect route to get there. They're about to put LG on a reset. I don't know what the plan is right now. 25 seconds remaining. They have bomb control, and both of them are pretty close, as well as one person in maybe a good lurk spot. The Real's gonna get caught off guard. Oh man, I mean, if they go down and plant, they have someone drop vents. It's gonna be very difficult to actually get this bomb down. You'd have to assume, but I'm not sure if there is a possibility to stop it. Oh no, Android actually loses that frag. Oh, there it is. Uber stopping it, however, and PKL going to run with his M4. Armor very low HP.
That's crazy. Dwindled down to the last seconds one more time as it was looking actually quite promising for PKL and Destiny with the distraction of the time remaining. They had to try to find a place to plant quite quickly, and as they did, try to plant it safely in the back of that silo at lower B, but little did they forget about that orange door. Gave a chance there for Complexity to deny that plant, and also putting the round once again for this North American team, make it a 9-1, but again a very low buy for coL. Android and Ape with a UMP and MP9. Well, LG are still looking strong with this gun round here because of the last bonus points that they've had 8 rounds in a row.
Yeah, oh wow, 8 through the smoke. And that's a rifle down. That rifle can be recycled, so in a sense, you're not really losing that much. Considering there's only someone with a pistol that can make better use of this. Still playing the same position outside, getting dinked, but it doesn't matter. Getting the kill, and it's 5v3. He's still in the same spot. Now has the opportunity to make an aggressive play, but depth. Great support from Heaven, the same position that he played in the round previous. Comes out to make sure that he doesn't go down outside. They're just covering all bases at the moment.
Now Shiz and Yell trying to move in towards this ramp to try to control it. It's going to be 8. That's going to get spotted first. They put him down very low. And finally, Uber trying to go for the trade. He did not expect for him to get rolled as they're trying to move inside ramp. So now it's Yell and Shiz one more time at lower. Surreal's trying to peek out here with that M4, and he's actually inside control now. 34 seconds left on the clock. It's Android, him, and Def. Try to at least prevent this plant. Oh my, he's the first one to fall from a landing AK-47 headshot.
This is like every round it comes down. It's like 2v5 and then it comes down to a 2v2. How is this possible? And they have a good opportunity here. I don't know if Android wants to clear this. Yes, he'd be correct about that spot. It has to punch the yellow door, just take a risk, but Def at the other yellow door behind him. Opens
Def
it
is
up.
19-5, man.
Yeah, he's murdering them.
In 11 rounds so far, has been a key player. Of course, we've been harping on him a lot here on that first map, but he's definitely proven to be a lot better here in the second one, especially on the CT side. Although the tides might turn when we move into the second half. Let's not discount how hot they're looking so far here on these holes on the CT side. LG now on a full Glock save, with the exception of Shiz with that Deagle and a P250 in the hands of Yell. Yell already moving in, and they get an insta dink onto Uber.
That was sick. That was a sick shot. Whoa, what happens here?
What happens now is they're trying to move in for Def and Ape on a rotation inside ramp. 3 have fallen, make that a 4th, courtesy of Ape and Showtime. We'll just have to try to go for the big flank. I wonder if it was heard actually when Surreal was just playing by the vent. Might give a chance here for Complexity to prevent Showtime from going on that big flank, and Def is already looking there.
And that's another, what, 3K? 22-5. He's just getting every kill. He's exactly where you need him to be all the time. And, yeah, he's getting multi-kills every single round. He's
Yeah,
actually coming up to a 30, what could be a 30 kill half potentially. I mean, there's 3 rounds left. Another rifle here from Luminosity after that, after what was a double save because they won that round on an island and actually let out time twice before and after that.
Really looking forward to see the scoreboard at the end of this half here to see the ADR and how much damage Def has put in for the team. But in this round for LG, the amount of times that they had AWPs did not pay off in their favor. This time going full of chaos, of course, because they also don't have enough money to buy the AWP if they wanted to. But things are finally starting off well in their favor as they get the first kill here with Depp falling down. So a key player to Complexity is the first one that drops. This gives him the chance to actually move in towards the staircase to work down towards the lower ramp. And maybe even pinch towards this area as they know that Uber has been struggling a little bit on his plays on holding the ramp room area.
Yeah, so they throw these smokes down outside and they walk the entire way, so it's unclear to Complexity whether or not someone has crossed, which is key for Luminosity. And, you know, off of this strat, you could do 2 things. You could not use the smokes at all, but still cause fear in the other team into thinking that you have gone down, or actually do it and force Complexity to adjust when they aren't completely sure. Uber trying to take an off angle at ramp versus 3 players. There's potential for this bust to come out, but Surreal rotating in. Turnpike and gets a nice 3K. Really good shots from him.
Even on top of that, he almost got a collateral. He got the first kill, like the second one. PKL running inside the side. Showtime last man standing inside the vent. He's able to get 1 kill, but there's 30 seconds left as he moves up. Android was waiting on the other side. Hello from the other side, 12-1.
Hello from...
I was real. That's when it was a pause. I was struggling really hard not to sing it.
Why not, dude?
I don't know. Next time.
All right, next time.
I am a karaoke machine.
That's true. Definitely are. I liked what they did. Their ramp bus worked like one time before, like they came close. But I mean that was just great support from Surreal, and it's just like Complexity are training so well. There's always like more than one person training. And you're just, yeah, you can hold this down because no one wants to the choke point. A couple of kills from Android, and he's still alive on the back of the site. I think he reloaded his gun.
Yeah,
but it's decided not to use it.
Questionable plays,
did, right?
Yeah, he did. PKL in a 2 versus 1, and now he's flushed out here by this incendiary grenade. And even Surreal trying to peek out with the pistol, and finally Uber stops him. And it's going to be 13-1. And
oh, that was funny.
Yeah,
he completely reloaded his gun and then decided, I want to play this round on very hard. On very hard mode.
And nonetheless, with them losing what 3 players on that pistol buy from Luminosity Gaming, that's fine. It is the last round of the first half, so you have plenty of money moving into this round here. And they will even add an auto sniper in the hands of Uber for ramp.
Nuke is such a tricky map, and ramp is one of the key areas. Ramp is like the middle of Nuke, where it allows you to get to A and B, so A through heaven or B through like going down the ramp, and so it's basically a split spot. It's a really unique place. So there's no other part of any other map that's really similar to ramp on Nuke. And partially due to the verticality, but kind of just also how you can play it, like dedicated, or just have someone turnpike, or even someone just lower and someone heaven. There's a lot of ways to deal with it, but more often than not, yeah, like this auto sniper, for example, is going to be such a thorn on their sides if they try to go here. And we know they like ramp, so I like this adjustment a lot from Complexity.
They're very slow right now with Uber still playing towards the back of the ramp. Is able to play this solo because of that auto sniper. LG are just perked up here towards the lobby. You have PKL and Showtime trying to move in towards the outside, so you will see this pinch onto Mini and then onto upper through Squeak and Hunt. Here it comes. They get the entry onto Def on the top of the rafters. You still have Android in the back of the spike. Peeks out, stopped by PKL, but there's trades after trades. 1 for 1, and now it's Uber last man standing. 2 versus 1 gives away his position as he shoots towards the dead body.
Is it good Molly? That might be a good Molly.
Flash over to come out, and he drops his off twice. Picks up an AK-47, and that was a little bit too much time wasted on that juggle. And that's going to be LG putting a 2nd point on the scoreboard. But is it too little too late here, Launders, at this point?
I don't know. Like, it's Nuke, right? I think it's still... Yeah. I've even heard some pro players say that it's even more... They feel... I think Sean Gare said that he felt like it's even more CT-sided than old Nuke, which I don't know how that's possible. But even if it's anywhere close, it's still pretty bad, right? That means that... But there's still emphasis on the pistol because of that. And that was kind of the big problem about it. That you can have a map that's CT-sided, but if you put so much reliance on the pistol, then it makes for stupid for stupid games because pistols are 50-50. There are teams that are good with pistols, but ultimately, like, no team can guarantee a pistol. And yeah, like true Counter-Strike on a map only happens when everybody has rifles and full utility. But when you have whatever the choice between armor, like a couple of grenades, and pistols, it's just a whole different meta, and it's really hard to kind of innovate a lot on pistol rounds to the point that you could have a strat that'll work all the time, or you just don't have as many options. A lot of it comes down to hitting headshots.
Yeah, it would be nice to see what ADR we would have here with Death. He was at 124 at some point when they had that timeout. But we're about to see the second half, so we'll soon see it once this map ends. Complexity in the lead, 13-2. This is the second map. Upper bracket best out of 3 for the coL of the North qualifier presented by Bell. I'm Ben Silly. Along with me is our very own Launders. Moving in now into this pistol is PKL. Spotting in a few guys, forced to fall back towards lower as it's going to be a pain drain of blocks of Complexity moving down. One side inside the vent as well. PKL playing towards Toxic, and he loses the fight versus Uber.
Huge frag from Uber. I mean, they can plant because of it. They've got 2 people in vents. Actually kind of rotate in. Uber continuing to add kills to his tally. And now it's a 3v3. Good kill from Surreal. Catching him completely off guard. Shiz, however, answers back, and now it's 2-on-2.
Yeah, things are very aggressive here for Complexity, even after the plant. But now it turns down to a 2 versus 1. 8 giving away his position, but gets the headshot there onto Showtime. Spots the last opponent, which is Shiz. Opens the door. Instant headshot. Surprise. As 14-2 for Complexity. They win the pistol. And they're looking good for Train on the third map.
Were you going to say surprise, mother father?
Maybe. But I catch myself in these.
I threw the censored version.
Yeah, great pistol round there for the great entry, actually, from Uber.
Yeah, it was real. Like, if he doesn't get that kill, he would probably just lose right there. I mean, it's him staying alive with cover, having his teammates rotate in, then terrorists having to watch both vents and behind them. That's way too much, way too many problems to deal with. But that might be the pistol that just ends it. And as I was saying, a lot of emphasis on pistols when a map is very CT-sided. But if you don't win that pistol on CT side, it's just like, oh man, what do you do? Then they end up buying. You know, it changes your buying patterns even.
I still like the setup that they have here for the CT side despite their money. Shiz playing close with the Mag 7 at HUD. You have one on the top of the HUD as well with CZ. So that denies any type of pushes towards the Squeaky and towards HUD area, but looks like Complexity will be choosing to work towards the ramp one more time with PKL holding only with the 5-7.
Really strong weapon, just in general, at some close distances. And after they get that kill, they see Showtime with that scout. Isn't able to do any damage, however. So once spotted, scouts can be very scary on EQs, especially if you move slowly. Just get one tag, and then it's super easy for the pistols to just put a little bit of extra damage in. And now it's a 4v3. Yell's actually got a second kill with the CZ, and they're falling apart once again versus the force up. This has happened way too many times versus Complexity. I don't know if Depp is going to clear this.
Yeah, he's spotting it.
Yeah,
takes him down, and that's a 1 minute. It was a 2 minute advantage in favor of LG, and now make it a 1 minute advantage. Complexity 8 still holding up on the top of the rafters in case they try to push aggressively one more time here for the Brazilian side. They were still just trying to gather some information first, and he's really counting on Def to try to get some openers. Oh, but he gets scouted. Now he comes out, gets the first kill, sprays the second one. Looks for the 180. There's 2 seconds left on the clock. He has to hunt it down. But the time runs out. Insane. And he gets the Mag 7 headshot. Now that's no money for Ape at the same time, too.
Yeah. That's a huge frag. That game's so close. He would have had no money if he didn't get those 2 kills. So that gives him at least something. He'd be at $50. That was quite close. If he had just 180, I don't even know what I would do. Ape's always been a funny player to me. I'm sure he has a good keyboard now, but I remember the first time I went to EPS with Sadokis 2013, and he was playing on, I think, RGN. He had like a membrane keyboard that was so beat up that he had to every like half a round he'd have to push it up again because one of the things on the back was broken, and just like had like basically the worst setup that I've ever seen.
Man, maybe that was an upgrade from the last time I saw him play because he had like those Microsoft ergonomic keyboards. You know, the one that was split and curved out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those were like the keyboards of like.
Yeah, that's what I mean, like
2003
membrane
gaming.
keyboard. That's what he's using. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I don't know. Some people will like. They would never show up to the LAN with like, oh, that was the best stuff possible. But I guess he didn't at the time.
That and the Telemouse 3.0, dude.
Yeah. Well, that's just a solid mouse.
Yeah. Well, looks like Complexity will be on this pistol buy, trying to peek out. It's going to be Uber out in the open. Never really cleared out any spots. At least Surreal gets a kill on the outside, makes a little bit of econ damage. Def with the scout. So they have spotted a second one. And that is, was that Yell on the outside? Yell is now on the top of the rafters with 8 HP remaining. So we're looking pretty decent here for Complexity to try to damage a little bit more on LG side. As you see them try to turtle up a little bit more inside the 8 bomb site.
Sure what happens at this moment. It's obviously, I mean, getting eco is so big. I mean, now it's actually like staved off match point, and have guns, have to try to get their feet on the ground. Honestly, wouldn't be surprised if this somehow becomes a close game. Like that's what I'm trying to.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Now, but if Complexity had just won that last round, it's just over. There's just no way. 2 4-steps in a row.
This is good for the econ play though for Complexity. Despite them losing this round, they got 3 kills. You're going to see him with the gun round here. After this full buy coming through, look at how low they are here for Luminosity Gaming. Yes, you'll still have a pistol round here for Complexity, but moving into the next round with a real gun round, if they do more damage right now with the P250s that they have for the terrorist side, then the gun round will be crucial for LG next one, because if not, it's pretty much 16-5 at that point, because they'll have no money to work with on that point for Complexity. So it all... I know it was a lot of math going through, but I know what I meant.
That's what matters.
Yeah.
Everybody upgrading their Glocks. Just getting the P250s 10 times better than Glocks. Maybe not 10, but like Glocks, you need like 3 dinks to kill someone with head armor, so super worth it on T side to spend that extra $300. If you get a kill, you get your money back, and you take down whatever 3, 4, 5K from the other team, so it's totally worth it. But yeah, that's, they're buying up. Ooh,
easy lineup there. It was still such a good crossfire there from Wolf and at ladder heaven, no matter what. They really just wanted to try to go in for that plant for Complexity, just to try to get that money in for extra nades if they could. And this is what I'm talking about, right? So thankfully for them, for Luminosity Gaming side, they didn't lose that many players. But now that they go for this buy here, you have one at 850, one at 1600, one at 1250. Should they lose this round here, it'll be Complexity at map point and them with no money to work with. So the econ play for Complexity side was still pretty good on 2 rounds ago. Make sense?
Yep.
There you go.
Haha.
I was just 1 round ahead of explaining it. That's why.
Gotcha. Yell, opening kill with the op, and yeah, again, this is where it gets scary. CT side opening frag should be ran. Oh, he was very far back as well. Just spotting the cross. This also allows him to be a really quick rotator to both ramp and upper. And here he is being very useful, finding a new angle. And see over top of the smoke, Destiny finding a kill, and this map is definitely very hard to observe because of the verticality.
It's even harder for Complexity just to move in. I mean, no matter where they're trying to execute here, Destiny's been on point, holding them back, and Abe is stuck to try to save his AK or just try to get leverage here towards ramp room side. But PKL pushed aggressively, and that's going to make it 14-6, and that's 5 guys alive on LG's win on that previous round. So things are looking good for them to bring this game to a closer state.
Yeah, and another thing to remember is that on a comeback, it's going to be... most of the time it's going to be buy save. Max you get is 35 or 34, so you can do AK half armor, no nades, but that's not like a real buy. So most of the time you're going to have like buy save once you get the bomb down, and then which it seems like it's going to be difficult for Complexity, and I'm honestly thinking that this is going to be a very close game at this point, but Complexity will have next round to kind of, I guess, show us that they're getting closer to being able to figure out how to, I guess, not just get the opening kill to start it off, because that would be a huge advantage. It seems like Luminosity are relatively aggressive. I mean, they will get in your face. So maybe if they're able to get that kill outside or at least trade it out, 4v4 is even not so bad. And that would be, I think, proof that they're a lot closer to win. Whoa.
Yeah, things are starting well here for Complexity on the T side of these. Full Deagle and Scout no armor. They put a lot of damage to start, taking down Yell. Showtime down to 32. And Def made some noise there.
Yeah, that's quite unfortunate.
Still, I don't think
look
it's
at
being
this
called.
KZ.
'Cause Destiny's not looking. Okay, things could be pretty decent right now. He might be able to get that backstab onto Destiny.
Yeah, I don't know. There should be someone in hell. Is it Showtime?
Oh yeah, Showtime's watching it now. He's on top of ladder now. Even
There's
PKL's
a lot of
playing.
people. Yeah.
Oh my god, what a
Oh
pick.
my gosh, shot at the shadow. And then punished for it. And Def coming out of heaven, getting those 2 kills. And looking for another one. Shiz, however. So clutch in upper. 4 frags. Jeez, just like that. That was definitely a 2v4 where he just had to get all those. He had to get all those kills, and he did it.
Exactly,
Def
because
made it straight,
if Def got that 3rd kill, that was pretty much it. It was going to be a 2 versus 1. He was going to get backstabbed by Heaven, but then the position would have been given away for Ape to get a better angle as well. But that hurts a lot in terms of Luminosity Gaming's money. Still had 2 of them that's still looking pretty healthy, and that's PKL and Shiz at 10k and 5k respectively. Complexity back in a full gun round, putting in the offense hands of Surreal. He's going to use that to try to pick out towards ramp to start. If it doesn't pay off, LG are also falling back here in this ramp.
Like Surreal might just try to lead out with the op here. I think their best course of action is to avoid the op of Luminosity, try to walk out, pick a rifler if they have that information. But the smoke is gonna, it's gonna be smoke strike for the next 15 seconds, and potentially re-aggression as we have a very stringent default from Complexity. They haven't gone for any other information. And keeping the CTs in check. That's the name of the game right now.
At some point, though, you'll stop the spray, the smokes will dissipate, and Complexity will decide to look back to entry towards ramp. But a nice incendiary grenade actually is being thrown by PKL. That's going to hold them for a little bit longer inside this radio room. And they're still counting on Surreal to try to get an opener. So a great job here for LG to just expand, or should I say use their utilities quite well, because that's 30 seconds left. They haven't yet executed into anything, and finally it's going to be towards upper. Uber gets the first kill onto Shiz, but it's traded out by Destiny. Ape then moves in. Kills on top of Heaven. While he's forcing him out. Bomb will get planted here.
Oh man, that should be an easy round now. They 1 person smoked out, in mini 1 person semi-hurt in Heaven, and then an op in Vent to come up. Quite difficult. Retake's been pretty good for Luminosity, but this is man disadvantage. Yeah, and again, this op is going to have a hard time having impact here. Def also finding a no escape comes out, but Android cleans up the last kill, and Complexity take map point. And this has happened almost every time I've casted Coop. Like, the team that picks it loses, which I really didn't expect this time around for whatever reason. But yeah, like Luminosity just not doing well in their on their T side, getting only 2 rounds, putting themselves in position, losing a pistol, and even though they converted after the pistol, that's still 1 extra round, right? Put them one away from match point. Now have not necessarily a mixed buy. I mean, some would call this a hold buy. A lot of teams buy UMPs on their hold buys these days because they are so cheap and so good.
But also using that over the shotgun, of course, so that Destiny could actually get a bit of utilities to work with. They do have 2 kits as well for Showtime and for Shiz. They're going to stay very calm right now for Complexity to start. Oh, and Surreal already down to 2 HP, though. He got sprayed down through that smoke. Down to 4.
They're doing the exact same. Yeah, they're doing the exact same defaults. I'm not sure if the op. Oh yeah, so 4 HP. I don't know if the op is going to try to get aggressive at ramp. I wouldn't be surprised if PKL was able to get 1 bullet off on him. Oh no, it's actually Def working it. Okay, so
yeah, Surreal started off before, but he got sprayed down to 4 earlier on, and Death is trying to take the upper hand to try to clear it out, or at least get that information.
they're going. There's a lot of people outside right now, and with the time where it's at, it's gonna be kind of hard to. Oh wow, that smoke blooms just in time.
Yeah, yeah.
To obscure Yell's vision. and he's going to be able to see through the cross. Not the greatest smoke. But we have another split happening. Right goes down. Uber also is getting an opening kill along with Ape. These two guys tethered off each other so well on that previous round, have done the exact same thing, worked their magic, and that leaves Yell and PKL on a retake 2 for an upper.
Those are some sick smokes, actually, to go for that split on the outside. So lobby and outside mini split. Yell is going to try to move up towards heaven. PKL is also going to try to move in with his teammate, rather, from lobby. He gets the first kill onto Android. Now it's a 3 versus 2. Yell's to try to move up towards this heaven side. I think they heard him to start, so there's going to be somebody that's going to be watching it. So you're really going to have to count on PKL to try to get this entry. He spotted the shoulder. No, he didn't spot the shoulder, and then Uber backstabs him, and that's it. We're going to end that second map 16-7 in favor of Complexity, which means the third map will be trained in a series.
Yeah, wow. Really